He started with hello on a summer afternoon. I lost myself and everybody else when I found you. Told you that I loved you, you weren't ready yet, but I had all the time you needed. I'll be here till the end.
Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him.
It's memory in heartbeats and slowly going low. It's playing my part in the greatest story ever told. It was real, it is still. It was us, it is love. It's memory.
Matthew and Sarah, your marriage today does not mean that you're no longer individuals. You remain individuals, but become better individuals as you share yourselves as completely as you can with one another.
My part in the greatest story ever told. It's memory.
Be subject to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, be subject to your husbands as to the Lord. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Love is patient and kind. It does not envy, or it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. These three remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love.
Hard to find.
I, Matthew, take you, Sarah,
I, Matthew, take you, Sarah,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
And I do promise
And I do promise
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful husband,
to be your loving and faithful husband,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
I, Sarah, take you, Matthew,
To be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
And I do promise
And I do promise
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful wife,
to be your loving and faithful wife,
in plenty and in want,
and in plenty and in want,
in sickness and in health,
and in sickness and in health,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
Inasmuch as Matthew and Sarah have consented together in holy marriage, because they've said vows in the presence of this company and symbolized their love and promises by the giving and receiving of rings, as a minister of the gospel and according to the laws of this great commonwealth, I declare that they are husband and wife, That which God has joined together, let no one put asunder. I invite you to exchange a kiss if you choose to. I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Matthew Austin Grigg.